All right, guys, welcome back. I appreciate you guys bracing for me, being out on the river, getting caught in the rain tonight. Hope you guys checked out that video from live from the Upper Potomac River, where our event is going to be this Saturday. Stop 7 of the Smallie Chaser River Bassin series. So, big shout out to everyone who has made this event happen, from Kayak at the campground. To our sponsors for our campsite, and that for this weekend going down. Please, if you're watching this video and you're part of our community, make sure that you get into that Chaser Discord so you can get a lot more information that can ever be disseminated to you via lives or on Facebook or other social media. But just got off the river, just got back to the house that quick. See? I'm blessed in the sense that I have all these access points on the Upper Potomac where I live, and plus the Virginia guys on the other side of the river. They've got a couple, not many. If you kind of check out the map I've got posted up here, our general HQ area for the event on Saturday will be Harper's Ferry, which is kind of like right in the middle of the entire boundary section. Before we get into that, I just want to do shout outs really quickly to those chasers participating in the summer chase right now. If you haven't registered up for that summer chase, you can register up. It's rolling. That event rolls until Labor Day. And we've got anglers fishing about 7 to 8 different river systems in the summer chase event as well. And right now we have got, I think we have 4 or 5 citation smallmouths already caught. And these are caught in July, guys. And so when people talk about summer fishing and summer chasing and smallmouths and skinny water and no big fish, well, all you got to do is go on Tourney X and search summer chase, or look under the Smallie Chaser River Bassin tab in the club tab and look up summer chase, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I think Ty Cox has put up a 21.25. Crazy sick for a summer smallmouth. Big shout out to Todd. Kelly Reeves has got some 19s. Mark King's got a 21.25. So we got 2 guys with 21.25s right now. Troy Wines, I think, he's got a 20 and a 21. So it's crazy. Right now we got about 14 guys competing in the summer chase. 192.25 inches is winning this event right now, and that's Todd Cox, followed by Kelly Reeves, 190.25. Mark King at 186.50. Shane Crawford, 184.25. I'm sure we're going to hear Shane's name on Saturday. We're fishing his river in the event on Saturday. And then Troy Wines at 183, followed by Tyler Fiorda at 177.75. Those are your top 6 or 7 or so in the summer chase. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out also to Kelly Reeves, who finished in the New River Valley Kayak Club event, for his finish in that event as well. Really, really enjoy having Kelly fishing with us in these monthlies and other events. Again, with these monthlies, you can roll into them at any time. Now let's get into the Upper Potomac event Saturday Chaser Fest. It's been crazy up here with the heat. It's been crazy with the water conditions, the level conditions. So everyone kind of knows the way things are. I've tried to get out there on the river the last couple of days to kind of give you guys on Facebook kind of what to expect when you get up here. Most of you guys are coming from Virginia. When you get up here to the Upper Potomac, what to expect, what guys like me in our area experience all the time during the summer is, basically low skinny water in a lot of these areas. That's why we've opened up so much more water, probably than most events open up. We don't really have, we're different in a lot of regards. We don't really have a requirement for meetups really after events. So at the end of the day, we want people to catch fish. Okay. We understand that the meetups and the award ceremonies and all that are kind of like a snapshot in the moment. And they kind of really get guys to have to drive all the way back to an area and have those kind of requirements. Kind of like, we prefer to have guys stay at the campground and have fellowship, Friday night, and then go and fish on Saturday, and then let guys go, get back home to their families, get back to, and then do, doing a video live stream with the guys. It's what we've done this season. I think it's worked out really well. So that affords everyone the opportunity to fish a lot of greater water, in terms of different areas of the watershed, which is what you want. So you can fish in this series. If you go on Tourney X right now, you can see the event registration for Saturday's event. It is listed under Upper Potomac Chaser Fest out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. We're actually going to be staying in Virginia across the river from Harpers Ferry. So keep that in mind. If you are planning on staying at the campground with chasers and you need that address and you need that information, again, just message me. I'm going to message that out probably in the Discord anyway. So if you're in that Discord, you don't need to message me. But if you're not in the Chaser Discord, but you're looking to come up and you haven't really figured out yet where you're staying or any of that logistics, just hit me up. And we'll get you in there at the campground and have a lot of, you can hang out on Friday night, go up on top of the mountain. There's a brewery up on top of the mountain for those who are so inclined to want to take that in. Otherwise, people can hang out at the campsite, talk, whatever, all that good mess. So we are boundaries for Saturday's event. Okay. Like I said, they are an extended boundary, not just here. Our center HQ area for the weekend is going to be Harpers Ferry, obviously. But you can fish all the way to the Route 522 bridge in Hancock, Maryland. So that is all the way upriver. So you can fish from Hancock, Maryland, all the way downriver to Rivers Bend, which is in Fairfax County, Virginia, on the Virginia side, right as the river bends to head down towards Great Falls. Okay. That is a lot of water. Now, because the water is low, we've also included and opened up anglers can fish all the creeks as well as all the tribs. So you can fish the Monocacy River. The only caveat to the rules for our series is you would have to launch in the Upper Potomac. Okay. So you can't launch way up some creek or way up. You've got to launch in the Potomac River, check in on Tourney X, and then you can go all the way up. You can go up the Monocacy, up and Goose Creek, all the creeks. Above Point of Rocks, the creeks above Harpers Ferry, all the way up. Okay. Williamsport, all the way up. All right. And you have that ability to do that. And so now each of those, there are constraints for the tributaries. Okay. On the Sharonda, for those of you who don't know what the Sharonda is actually the Shenandoah. Originally the Shenandoah was called the Sharonda. Okay. Or the Shendo. Okay. That is the Route 340 bridge going across. Okay. So you can fish in and around the 340 bridge and then into the confluence of the Upper Potomac. Okay. So that portion of the Shenandoah River is in bounds. For the Monocacy, you can fish all the way to Pine Cliff Park. Okay. So that's a long ways, but you certainly can enter at the Monocacy Aqueduct and fish the Monocacy, if that's what you want to do. The water levels of the Monocacy are very, very similar to the water levels of the Upper Potomac right now. So again, I was just there early in this week. It is very easily paddled. You do not need a motor. If you have a motor, all the better. Actually, in a lot of that, probably a little bit more water in certain areas than that in the Monocacy right now than the main channel of the Potomac. So that gives you that. As far as the creeks go, as long as it confluences with the Upper Potomac and it is between Hancock and Rivers Bend, I named a few of those creeks. There are probably about a dozen. You can go in those creeks and you can fish. We are going to change. I'm going to change on the Tourney X. For the event, I think it has a 5:30 lines in time. We're actually going to switch that to 6 a.m. for this event because sunrise at Harpers Ferry is scheduled to be at 6:01. Okay, so you can enter the water at 5:30, but lines in is going to be at 6. Okay, so we'll be sending it at 6 o'clock. Now, if you enter that water at 5:30 before sun up and you're on your platform and you're in the river, you need to make sure, obviously, that you're abiding by all the safety protocols that are listed for our series, which includes your light. Okay, you need to make sure that you have a light on your kayak, preferably a 360-degree light, Some of the guys have the LED lights now. That's fine. As long as you have a light on it and it's visible, safest bet is if you're out there, if you ask someone if they could see your kayak, okay? I mean, that is really like inevitably, when you're launching at any of these ramps, okay? And obviously your PFD, okay? We obviously are a Tourney X series, so we are on the Tourney X app. You will be required to check in and check out for this event. It's just per usual for our events. So if you cannot, for some reason, I'm going to say this, it's been my experience. This does not mean that there will not be occasions, okay? Tourney X usually is pretty solid on the upper Potomac, okay, in terms of uploading your submissions and your access to the app and signal and cell service and all that good stuff, okay? So just, the guys in the other series, they are on a completely different app, and it has been in my experience, at times that app struggles in the upper Potomac, especially if you're further upriver. If you're closer to DC, it's usually not a problem because there's it's 1 million people live in my county, okay? And there's tons of cell towers and tons of everything. The further you go upriver, there's less and less and less and less as you go further upriver. So just, we're fortunate enough we're on the Tourney X app. There should not be any issues with cell service like we've experienced at places like the New River in Upper James. But if there is, obviously, in terms of the data, obviously you can send me a text. You can tell me that you're checking in, and in that regard, and then I'll know that you're on the water and coming off the water. And obviously I'll be able to see your submissions and know where you're fishing and, making sure everything's on the up and up. So we will be fishing until 4. As of now, we will be fishing this side of it. We'll be fishing until 4 p.m., which is normal for the Smallie Chaser River Bassin Series. Originally, I know this event, we wanted to do a 2-day event, a 2-day cumulative event, but with the conditions being what they've been with 100-degree temperatures going into this week, it's still being in the mid-90s, we decided it'd be best to have a single-day event, okay? So that equates to being a normal Smallie Chaser, just like we did the Shenandoah, just like we did the New River, the James, the Maury, okay? So there's no difference in that regard. Now, for those staying at the campground or for anyone else who wants to participate, we've had some folks ask about doing a little side pot evening event, okay? So from like 6 until 9, out fishing, especially out of the campground area onto the Potomac or the Shenandoah, for like 3 hours for people that want to participate in that, like side pot. I'm going to figure out how I could do that with Tourney X. I'll give Dwayne a call. Because obviously we just want it to be like a side pot. Although, and we can't do that. We'll do a cash pot. We're basically, $10 and we'll run it like big fish. So everyone goes out, fishes for 3 hours. The person who catches the biggest fish wins the whole pot, or the person who catches the most fish. We'll kind of decide that as a community, because this will be really, really, really fun, after the event. Maybe we'll even do that little side pot on Friday night for the people at the campground and want to get out and fish a little bit. For fun, because that's really, really what this is all about, okay, is having fun. So make sure you read the rules, obviously, on Tourney X. We're not changing anything. Obviously, wade fishing is 100% legal. Obviously, as I said in the earlier video, from the water, given the conditions, you have approximately 60, a little over 50 miles of C&O towpath on the Maryland side, which connects all of the access points at the locks that go all the way up, to Harper's Ferry and beyond. You can use, or you can just drop in from the towpath. In a lot of areas, like the area I was in tonight, you can watch that video on Facebook Live on the series page. The towpath is literally 15 yards from the river, so you can easily hit the paths that go down and drop in, and that is legal, okay, if you want to fish that. And it pretty much is pretty consistent all along the towpath all the way up. A couple ramp guidelines. Edwards Ferry is still closed. Edwards Ferry obviously is one of the deepest points. Usually Edwards Ferry this time of year in the summertime is about 5 feet, 5.5 feet, unless there's any normal water just normal. Yeah, I think it's down to like 4 right now. In that area. Same with like White's Ferry. White's Ferry is always sketch because White's Ferry doesn't operate, but sometimes they let people access, right there next to the old White's Ferry area, in that area. And then we have Dargan's now, which is above Harper's Ferry, which is now open to the public again after they fixed the bridge, getting from the parking lot over into the river area. So obviously that is open above Harper's Ferry. So, keep that in mind. If you look at the map here that's on the screen, you can kind of see that's the Harper's Ferry area. If you need this map, if you're really, you're concerned about access or just trying to find out, you're coming from out of town, you're just trying to find out the right access, I can give you the link to this. It'll show you all the access points all along the C&O Canal as well as on the Virginia side. There's not as many access points on the Virginia side below Point of Rocks. There's the one across on the Virginia side there. And then there's Algonquin Regional Park, like I said in the video earlier, which is the most popular and probably the most, most assessed for kayakers, right next to, right near Trump National Golf Club, or as we call it around here, Make America Great Again Golf Club, which is right there. And that's deeper water. That's above Old Dam 2 where I was in the video. So just check that video out and you'll get an idea. Below Old Dam 2 is pretty much 2 feet or less. Above Old Dam 2 is basically you find those areas that there's pools and there's deeper water. And that tends to be where the smallmouth are. And that'll run you all the way up to Edwards Ferry before, and then up into Point of Rocks. And then from Point of Rocks, you've got the Point of Rocks ramp, which is a wonderful boat ramp. Tons of parking, pretty safe boat ramp, really, in terms of there's really hardly ever been any issues there that I'm aware of. And that you've got Nolan's below it. So underneath it, downriver from Point of Rocks, that is now open again. That video was on the Facebook page of the ramps. And then on the Virginia side, Nolan's is on the Maryland side, by the way. On the Virginia side, Algonquin Regional Park, and then Rivers Bend. Those are pretty much, your access points for the Virginia side in that stretch. And then, of course, you've got some access up on the upper Potomac in Virginia and West Virginia, all that go further up that you certainly, can access the upper Potomac. Like I said before, make sure you check in and check out on Tourney X. 6 o'clock lines in. Just check in as soon as you hop on the water at 5:30 or whenever. I know some of the guys may not be getting out there until 7 or 7:30 on Saturday morning. Just check in whenever you access the water. That's pretty much our standard. Please review the KBF rule standard as well. Other than the wading stipulation, you are allowed to wade in this event on Saturday. We follow the KBF rules. Catch boards. If you didn't watch the video earlier, obviously you can use the catch board, any of the catch boards, the 3 catch boards, as well as the Yak Attack leaderboard. What I talked about in the tip earlier on the Facebook Live video is the Yak Attack leaderboard. It's great. It's a great board, but one of the things I've noticed is it's got this mirror, right, kind of aspect. And a lot of times when you're out on the upper Potomac, and probably a lot of other rivers, but it's mainly my experience on the upper Potomac, that sun glare during the day with the heat being what it is and no cloud cover with the sun behind you or above you, it kind of creates an issue with that. That's one of the things I've noticed about this board is it seems to like create a glare on your photo. And so you want to make sure, like I talked about in that video, just get over to the side, get over some, overhanging trees, something that's got some shade cover to it when you're taking your picture. Usually you don't get that glare. You know what I mean? And so just double check your photos is all I'm really saying. Just been my experience, especially this week out there, that a lot of pictures are like kind of have that glare to it, and you just kind of the picture gets fuzzy because the sun comes off that little. At least it's been my experience because I've never had that happen on the catch board. So again, my observation. to help you out. Obviously, I talked a little bit in the video too, if you didn't catch that video, about water. Okay, make sure that you are packing out plenty of water on Saturday. The water temperature is going to be probably in the upper 80s. Maybe it depends on where you're fishing and how deep your water is. It's been kind of different sections have been like 88 to 91 that I've seen. And the aromatic temperatures are going to drop. It's been 96 to 98 degrees pretty consistently for the last couple of days. It's going to drop down to about 82 to 84 degrees on Saturday. Okay, so that's a pretty significant drop from where we've been for the last 7 to 10 days. So that bodes well a lot for, just the conditions of being out there. But please make sure you pack plenty of water. Okay. I like to freeze my water. I take water and I also take frozen, put all my bottled water in the freezer the night before. I take them out. I also made the suggestion, and I'll repeat it again now because it is very, very important, is if you can get one of those insulated lunch bags, if you have one of those, bring that with you and put it in a Ziploc, your bottled water, one bottle of water in a Ziploc, and then have another Ziploc for your phone. It'll keep your phone cool when you're not needing it. I mean, if you're rolling the GoPro, you guys know what happens to the GoPro in the summertime, especially out on the upper Potomac. You got to figure out, either have a backup or whatever, because it's going to overheat. Okay. And your phones will too. Seen that happen. It's happened to everybody that I know. And it's happened to me. Okay. And so if your phone's overheating, you can't use your camera, you can't submit. All right. So just kind of have a plan for that. I mean, hopefully the conditions, look like they might be okay. In terms of not nearly as bad heat wise, as we've seen here in the last 7-10 days, but it's been pretty brutal. Okay. Normal 55, 30, 15 payout for this event. Okay. Looks like we're having anywhere from like 12 to 15. I know some people still haven't registered up yet. A lot of people will wait until Friday to register up. Talked to some people today who are also working on some logistics with work and family. And I totally get it. It's July, August. It is a heavy, heavy vacation period. People take time off for work to be with their families, and they should, as opposed to taking time off of work to go and fish. We do that predominantly all spring, and but come the summertime, families should come first. So I completely understand. And we anticipated having lower numbers, under 20 in July and August, simply because of vacations, and back to school. And stuff like that, and things that are happening in the economy. So we're still going to run that. We pay out 3 spots for those new to the series. First place walks away with a Power Queen 12.8 amp 12.8 volt. I never get that right. 12.8 volt 100 amp battery from Power Queen. I think we've given away 8 batteries this season. I don't think there's any other series that's done that, guys. I don't care. I just don't think. If there is, let me know. But I just don't think there's another series that's done that. Okay. That's what's unique about our community. And then we put second place and third place payouts. They'll get the payout from all of the Tourney X registrations minus Tourney X fees, which is $6.50 plus our PayPal fees and all those other fees to transfer money to your email and stuff. So it's kind of great. It's gotten pretty out of hand. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Tourney X is making a move not away, but an additional option. I think it's Stripe, away from PayPal, to kind of lower the fees so we can return more money from entry fees to our anglers. So I'm really, really looking forward to that in 2025, because these fees keep going up and up, As far as other prizes, something that makes us unique from other series, okay, especially in our sub-region, in Virginia and Maryland especially, but then also the broader region, is we don't just do payouts. Okay, we do prize packs through our supporting partners in different parameters for different events. So for this event, in addition to paying out 3 spots, in addition to providing a Power Queen battery, Yak Attack, hooked jerseys, in addition to the payout for the top 3 places, we have quite a few awesome prize packs that are quite unique. And I don't know if anybody else is doing this stuff. If they are awesome, I want to meet them because it's awesome. So we got our prize pack. Number 1 prize pack is first submitted fish. Whoever submits the first fish by that timestamp wins the first fish prize pack. Okay. We've got our period fish winners. What's a period, Jay? Okay. What's a period in our series, Jay? It is our we break the event up from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. into 3 periods, and there's a winner for each of those 3 periods, big fish. So you could finish 6th place in the event, but you caught the biggest fish in any one of those 3 periods, and you're going to win that period prize pack. So there are 3 period prize packs throughout the event. We also have once again, our new chaser prize pack, which means if you've never fished with us before in a single day event, if you fish monthlies, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. But if you've never fished a single day event for the Smallie Chaser River Bassin community and you score the biggest fish compared to all the other new chasers, you get a prize pack. Okay. Now, the 4th prize pack is kind of crazy, but it's probably something that may come in handy in this event because of what we've had the conditions being. Lots of people are catching fish on the Upper Potomac, guys. Okay, lots of people are catching fish right now. Are they catching crazy size? That's going to be the question. So there are going to be a lot of fish caught, I believe, on Saturday. And so we created a most Smallie caught submission prize. So if you remember, every bass that you catch, smallmouth bass in our series, counts, does not matter. We obviously will have the future 20 prize pack. That is the smallest Smallie submitted. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's 2 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, whatever. Okay. We've seen them. We've seen them all sizes. We've seen them this big. Okay. That's another prize pack. Okay. We call it the future 20. Okay. We've got a couple guys that are absolute hammers when it comes to winning the future 20 prize pack. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And then we have the highest ranked. Okay. So new chaser, the highest ranked. So the highest placed finishing new chaser prize pack. Okay. So if you're new, it's your first time fishing the series, that's 2 prize pack avenues you got right there. You got the highest finish, and you also have the biggest fish. Okay. So that's 2 opportunities, for you to capture those prizes. Now, 2 new prizes for the Upper Potomac event is the furthest away. Okay. So the person who catches the smallmouth bass, does not matter what size it is, furthest away from the Harper's Ferry campground wins a prize pack. And the person who catches a smallmouth bass closest to the Harper's Ferry campground also wins a prize pack. And so those are all the prize packs. Say normally we've got our future 20 and we've got our period prize packs, but we've kind of changed, we kind of added some things up. We got some new prize packs coming. We got some mossy oak this event. We got some net bait this event in the prize packs. Okay. Obviously we've got our normal sponsors, Bent Rod Fishing, Tactical Fishing Company, Thomas Custom Lures, Invasive Lures. So a lot of these folks are down at ICAST this week. Okay. Fish Hog. I know Fish Hog's down at ICAST. Big shout out to them. They're down there showing off their new products. So hopefully we're going to get some new baits from their new line that's coming that we can get into these prize packs coming up in the last 2 months of the series this year before we get to the Hammers Cup. So it's going to be great. Okay. So those are your prize packs. Those are your payouts. We covered boundaries. Boundaries again, Hancock 522, Route 522 bridge, all the way down to Rivers Bend. So all your submissions are going to come in between there. You've got open launch access, drop-in access on the canal, C and O canal, as well as various access points at the locks, all on the canal on the Maryland side. And then you've also got the ramps on the Virginia and West Virginia side. We covered Edwards Ferry is closed. I know some people were interested in fishing out of that. That's a really popular known ramp for the jet boaters like Seneca Landing is near me. for accessing the upriver and get it going up towards Point of Rocks and Landers and Brunswick and Harper's Ferry and all that. But you've got access points, like I said, above Point of Rocks to Lander, to Brunswick, Darden's, and working your way all the way up. Okay. I miss Nolan's is below Point of Rocks. Okay. So you've got quite a few access areas. It's easy. This river is one of the easiest to assess. Okay, guys, to access, guys. It's just a matter of dialing in that right stretch, that right section that you want to fish. Again, event is on Tourney X. Registrations are open. Shoot me a message if you have any questions regarding any of the other structure. Remember, we are lines in again. I'll make that change on the Tourney X registration, but and send it in the Discord. We are lines in at 6 o'clock. Sunrise is at 6:01. You can access the water at 5:30. We are done at 4 o'clock, guys. 4 o'clock. There's quite a few new guys, new names registered for the event. So I just want to make sure you guys understand we extend our day a little bit longer than most tournament series in the region. They usually finish up at 2 or 2:30. We fish until 4, and you could submit your photos until 4:30. Okay, I don't expect there to be any cell issues. There usually isn't for me on my river, and I've pretty much gone all the way from maybe above Hancock. There might be sometimes, but around Hancock, I haven't had any problem. Dam 4, I haven't had any problem. Williamsport, I haven't had any problem. Shepherdstown, I haven't had any problem with Tourney X. But if you do run into that problem, I'll make sure if there's a problem with your submission, know that I will contact you. So make sure that you kind of check your email, because I can use it through Tourney X to email you. If I have your text or your number, I could text you directly. If there's a problem with your submission, I want to give you the opportunity to submit another fish. We run into that sometimes, in the monthlies with open mouths and stuff. But if you have another fish that you can replace it with before 4:30, I want to give you that opportunity because you caught the fish. So I want to make sure that you get credit for the fish that you deserve, because that's what it's about. We're a fishing community. We chase smallies, okay? So you should get credit for every catch that you catch, okay? Because a catch is a catch, all right? That's just the way how we approach things. Again, you can use the Yak Attack leaderboard or any of the catch products. Make sure you use a Smallie Chaser identifier, or you can put it on your hand, the identifier, or just take a white piece of paper and write the identifier. Make sure that identifier is visible in all of your pictures. Obviously, we haven't had any issues really with that, maybe once. But you could do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you need a Smallie Chaser identifier, message me. I'll send you a PDF file. You can print it out, cut it, and you're good to go. Or you can just use a white piece of paper or put it on your hand. Just make sure you check that hand quite a bit in the heat, that your sweat hadn't done stuff, okay? So where you don't have your identifier clearly visible on your hand, okay? Just want to look out and make sure there are no issues in that regard. As far as camping, if you are on the camping list, if you've already communicated to me, just touch base with me so I can get you the check-in information and our location, the number for our campground, where we're staying, and all that stuff. If you still are in need of camping, just message Smallie Chaser River Bassin Series, but do it really quickly so we can make sure that we got the right size for everybody, and everybody kind of knows where we're going to be and where we're going to meet up. Friday nights meet up, probably going to meet me up on top of the mountain, Harper's Ferry Brewery, like I said before. So we'll figure that time out as we get closer to Friday, but probably 7, everybody can check in at the campground at 4. Okay. So we'll probably get sent in, get checked in, catch up, and then head up top of the mountain for those that want to do that, or just hang out, campsite, and we'll get that going and get the fire going and get some food on and hang out and just tell some stories, man. I mean, that's what we love to do when we do this stuff. There's also cabins available up on top of the mountain as well for those people who don't really want to camp out. I mean, it has been raining a little bit in the overnight, but not much. But it has been pretty hot. So if you're not, if you're not, down with the camping aspect, you can get a cabin up on top of the mountain, and you're still right there, right in the mix of everything that's happening. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Please watch the Facebook Live video on the Smallie Chaser River Bassin Series, give you an idea what the river and the Piedmont section looks like. Was out there today, got caught in the thunderstorm. Just check that out. I'll make sure this stays up on the Chaser page as well as the group. I'll share it also in the Chaser Discord so you guys can tune into this, watch this at your leisure, or listen to it on the way to work tomorrow, or listen to it on your way into town on Friday. But I look forward to seeing everybody. Again, I'm always available. Just reach me, give me a call, send me a message, and I'll take care of you, answer any questions that you got. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, guys.